morning, everyone, or afternoon, I should say. Let's see, today is Thursday, May 21st. We're sitting in my front yard, and I thought I would bring y'all out here and just sit and chat for a little while. So, yeah, how is everybody? If I jump or make noises, there are a million grasshoppers out here. It's crazy. Little bitty, teeny, tiny ones. So, my name is Jill. This is Floozie Crafts. This is mostly a knitting, crochet, and fiber arts channel. However, I do other arts. I am in West Texas, and I'd like to say thank you for any new subscribers and welcome back to all my friends. So glad to have you all here, and I'm very thankful for anybody who watches my videos. So, got my buddy Duke back there. Come here, Duke. Come here, Duke. Come here. This is Duke. Let me see if I can point it down so you can see him. Yeah. He's a Great Pyrenees mix. Big old boy. Aren't ya? You've seen him in some of my videos. He may move the camera, it looks like. Thank you. Thank you. He's very friendly. Got a couple of wasps hanging around too. Ah, maybe they won't bite me. So yeah, I'm sitting out here with my coffee. There's two cats over there. There's one cat eating. My other dog is laying over there. Eridan, you want to come say hi? Huh? You want to come say hi? She's very old. It's about 80 degrees right now, which is very nice and balmy. Duke's going to say hi again. Thank you, sweetie. Where's my boy? Where's my good boy? And I wanted to come out before it got too hot. It's going to be about 90 to get today, and we're getting closer. The closer we get to June, we'll start hitting those hundreds again. There won't be too many times that I can sit out here and not be miserable. But I can sit here for a little while. There's a breeze going, which is helping a lot. And I'm sitting in the shade of this tree. This tree has a story too, because Eridan, our other dog, is a Great Pyrenees mix also. She's a Golden Pyrenees. And you've seen her in my videos. And she is 14 years old. Well, she was about a year old when we put this tree in. And she chewed the bark on this tree. Well, guess where it nearly didn't make it. Guess what her favorite place to lay is? Yeah, right about here where I'm sitting now. Oh gosh. So I've got my little bag here. I wanted to show y'all. I make these scrubbies out of the netting. Can you see that netting material? And told you there might be bugs. This is about the size that I try to get. Y'all see the thickness on that? It's a lot rougher. You don't want the one that's like tulle. It feels smooth when you put it on your skin. Uh, that's like what you would put on a tutu. You don't really want that. If you get that, that's going to be okay for like a bath, those poofs and stuff, but it doesn't really work well on dishes. Okay, so I can't make a whole lot of these at one time because it hurts my hands. And here is an example of this stuff, okay? So usually what I do is I cut it into strips, okay? Try to do this without getting it in the grass where it'll make. And I'm just going to cut it. This is folded in about, well, this is folded in half. So it's about 30 inches wide. And it looks like I've got a cut out of it down there, right here. There's a piece missing. Let me cut that off real quick. I've done these in a lot of different ways, and usually, you know, I make some experiments for my kids or ourselves. Okay, I like to do this on the table, but I wanted to show y'all. So now I'm going to cut it. See, it's folded right there, and I'm going to cut it into like these about 1-inch strips. All right, let me cut a couple off and I'll show you. And then you tie them together. Gray, Gray kitty. She's chasing those grasshoppers, but yet the cats love to chase the grasshoppers. Problem is, they ain't much to them as far as eating. And these are just like a plethora of these little bitty tiny ones. One of the black kitties, the one female, is pregnant. So we're going to have some more little black kittens, it looks like. We'll see. We'll see what we get. You never know what you get. What? I talk to them even though I don't know what all you guys are going to be able to hear on the camera. Be really glad when I can do this live. Now, these are not going to be even, okay? But I want you to see. See, I have some strips. And what I mean by I've tried these in different ways is that I took a piece one time and I cut it in one continuous. I just kept going back and forth. They just tie it in a knot. I mean, just in a knot. That's it. And then I'll tie the next piece on, okay? So I had done that. Well, they weren't as strong. Going in a continuous round, it didn't have the knots in it. Well, without the knots, they just wear out too fast, and they get big holes in them. Okay, so I started this one. Oh, I dropped the rubber band. Just the magic circle, round and round. So basically, whatever you do when you make your crochet round, you make in the same version of it in the netting. Okay, so I have this one, which is done magic circle style. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And I do about 10 in the center. Usually it's 10. Go away. And then the next round, it's 2 in every one of them. The next round, it's 1 and then 2. The next round, it's either 1 in every one, or I fudge it to see how it lays so it doesn't curl up. Gray, what are you doing with my stuff? Are you going to make something? Hey, Gray. Get them. You see yourself? Camera went off. That's Gray. She came from town. She's a city kitty. She's the one I brought out here who had lost half of her tail in the car. She may come over and get up on this table and see what I'm doing up here. And that's okay if she does. I make yarn play toys for them out here all the time. And as they get torn up, then I just throw them out and make them a new one. And they, are you back? Oh, Dukers. He won't ever give me kisses. Okay, where'd my hook go? Yep, not that way. Wrong way. He's a big lug. And he's so goofy. Okay, y'all behave up here. What's up with this? There you are. Doing this outside, there's always challenges. Okay, now. Gonna come say hi, Mama? So I use a little bigger hook for this. Come here, Spot. It's one of our black cats. They hate attention. I thought this was Spot, but this one is the one that doesn't come around, hangs out kind of around this, the most shy one that we have, actually. Come here, Arden. Come here, honey. She thought she'd come say hi, but she decided not to. So then after I take that netting and tie it together, then I just keep tying it and just keep winding it until I get a big ball of it. And that way I know I've got enough to make some. But I'm going to show you what happens. So you have the little ends where I come across the knots. And those go inside when you put them together. So when you put these together, all those knots and stuff are on the inside, and that's what makes it stronger. So now it's just go in there and do 2. And there's a trick to working with this netting, and that is you have to wiggle your needle. You have to wiggle that hook because sometimes it wants to catch, so you'll have to play around with it. And it doesn't matter if it's exact. That's the thing about this, is that being that it's such a rough deal, you know. Hi, Mauser. How are you? Hi. Hi. Y'all had seen Mauser when I was out on the deck. He's our big kitty. we just may get to see if the cows come up in the lot up in here, we might get to see them or the horses. Who knows? Because the water tank is just, there's a water tub right over there. Oh gosh. So I tried to do a live this morning. Those internet issues are going to be the death of me, I swear. I went round and round and round with the internet guy yesterday. And basically, okay, basically he told me it was just too bad I live where I do. That's the wrong thing to say. So let me get this straight. You just sit down there and you write that check every month and you just get what you get. I've been a customer for 15 years. You just get what you get. No, don't make mama mad. That's all I can say. Don't make mama mad. So hubby came home yesterday. There goes Aridin. She's got to go potty. Duke's got to go see what she's doing. She does not potty around the house. She always goes off somewhere else, and so does he. He learned that from her. So hubby comes home yesterday. I told him what he said, and he got to thinking about it, and he says, you know what? Okay, now I'm coming to one of those knots, y'all. So here's what I do. I take that knot, and I kind of hold it on the back of my work like that. Okay. And kind of work it in, work around it like that, and go on. Don't get frustrated with it. Just keep wiggling your hook around and you'll get there. A little breezy. So we talked about it, and hubby said, you know what? Because I had gotten so frustrated, I just turned all the internet off and I was just watching a movie. I watched The Lake House with Keanu Reeves and what's her name? Words, names, stuff is just not working today. And then after that, I started watching Master and Commander. That's Russell Crowe. The Lesser of Two Weevils. If y'all know that one. And then was in the middle of that, and we started getting a thunderstorm. Lots of thunder, lightning, but we didn't get a ton of rain. I mean, it's dry as a bone out here this morning. There's no puddles, there's no nothing. Just a lot of noise. So, in the middle of all that, he says, you know what? Let's try a different motor. There's Aridin. Hi, honey. How are you, hon? Yeah? Oh, yes, sweet girl. Hey, sweet girl. Oh, thanks. Thanks. No, we're not going in yet. Not yet, honey. In a little bit. So on Monday, we had called Friday, and then on Monday, they had said they had a new modem for us over at the internet office, which is in the little town where hubby works. So he said, okay, he says, when I go Monday, I'll go by there and I'll pick it up, bring it home. He installed it, and we have been playing with it and playing with it, playing with it. Like I said, it just was not working. But so last night he says, okay, I'll tell you what. He gets on there, takes it all off, and he puts in a modem that is 10 years old. Everything's working fine. All of our none of our devices would work. The Roku's would work. Blu-ray players wouldn't work at all. My computer would come on, and then it and then and then it'd be off again. It was really freaky. The stuff was just on and off. It just was crazy. So he puts the other modem in. Everything works. Now, I did have trouble this morning doing the live, but I've always had trouble. And I think it's just because of where we live. It's just being out here, we don't have that great of a it's still not for live, it's not stable enough to stay good. I'll get really lucky sometimes and I can do like almost a whole hour. And so anyway, yeah. So we ordered some new switches. I know it's a lot of technical stuff. I don't understand it either. But I know that he puts a switch because we have our own home network. So he puts a switch in different places. That's way you're not going from the front to the back. You know what I'm saying? There's just anyway. So we ordered new switches, and those will get here next week. So we're just going to deal with it. And the reason I'm telling you this is because my lives are going to be real flaky for a while because it's just how it is. I'm going to keep trying because you never know when one might just catch. If they're real bad, I won't leave them up. If they get to where they're too unstable, like every minute it's telling me and it just jump, 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 that's even a little frustrating to watch back, play back live. So I'll go back, the ones I did this morning, and I'll check them. And if they're really unstable and they're not worth watching, I will remove those, just so you know. Kids are doing good. And I said this in the live, so I need y'all to know because I haven't said it on one of my videos yet. But I went and helped my daughter study for her exams. She passed. And I wanted to be sure and tell you guys that because I know several of you had been asking me. She passed, so she is now a senior because she's doing the 2-year program, nursing program. Now she's a senior. So she's very excited, and it's tough. And this next one's going to be even more so because it's pharmacology, which is all the chemicals and stuff. I mean, just and then more stuff in training. You see, now I came up with a piece that's real thick, so I have to kind of wiggle to get it through. This is what makes it hard in your hands. This isn't for everybody. And like I said, I can't do a whole bunch of them. So then I just join it there. And there are times where somehow they come out to be bigger than what I'm making it for. And like if I get up here and I do another round and it looks like it's going to be too big, I'll just do a single crochet. Just fudge it, whatever works. As long as they come out to, you can have one be just a little bigger than the other, but not by very much. Otherwise, they don't sew together very well. Now, I hope this was a good enough tutorial for you guys to see how I make them. And if not, and you need to actually look down at my hands, be sure and let me know because I can do one of those also. My daughter in New Orleans is doing fine. She's back at work, but she's still working from home. And my grandson is, he has rolled over from, what did she say, from his, I think it was from his front to his back. And his feet, when he sits in his little, uh, it's one of those, I helped her put it together when I was there. Um, it's like the activity center, and it's a big centerpiece with all the stuff on it. And then the piece that he sits in, he can move around it. So it spins around it, the part he sits in, and his feet are touching the ground now. And he's been holding his head up really well for a long time. You know, when he'd be under her chest, his head, he's got really good neck control and head control, and he's now likes to be where he wanted to be cuddled all the time before. Now he likes to be sitting up where he can see around more. And my grandson, the older one, who is 5, is just loving it. He just absolutely loves now that his little brother can focus in on him and he can make him laugh. And oh, he just loves him. He just loves his little brother. So they're doing good. So everybody's doing good. My dad is doing good. I know I talked about my dad, y'all, and how upset I was with him. Well, he wears his mask now when he goes out. I got a hold of somebody online that was friends of ours and friends of his, and they gave him a mask. He used to work with him, and they gave him a mask. Well, he wears it, so, and he's doing fine. I need to call him in a couple days. I should be going back. He's in Colorado, and I should be going back maybe June, end of June. I don't know if he's got any of his appointments again yet. And I tell you, it's beautiful there that time of year. You know, June, they get some warm days, but it's just so pretty. As soon as I know what the dates are, then I'm going to start doing a little bit of cooking for him too. As I told him that I would cook for him and put it in the cooler and bring it, like freeze it, and then I could just put it in his freezer when I get there. One time last year when I went up there, I spent 4 days, and I cooked something for us every day, and the rest of it went in the freezer. So while I was making dishes for us, but he didn't want me to do that again because he didn't want me to spend the whole visit cooking. Anyway, we think our bull has done the job, and we think, I haven't seen him come up yet. We think that almost all of our girls look like they are going to calve again. So we have, excuse me, we have 8 or 9. Let me think. I think we have 9. We have our own bull that was born here, but he's not old enough to father any calves. So we bought another bull from a friend, and well, he was some loco bull. Now, loco. He came out of there. He ran the poor guy over, putting him in the trailer, and then he he ran out of the trailer and ran into an old piece of farm equipment over here and head butted it and running up the fence, tore up the fence on the inside to get to the other side going in. So I wouldn't even go in the lot with him. I was like, "Mm, let's just wait." But now when we go in there, because some of our calves come up and lick us and let us pet on them and everything. But now when we go in there, he's not near as nervous. He is he has calmed down a lot, and evidently he has a rapport with the girls now. So a nice little breeze. Still not terribly hot. It's 12:30. Let's see how hot it is. 84. It's supposed to be 91 today. Yeah, see, right after dinner, it'll start warming up here pretty soon. I wanted to get this going here and show you guys how I put them together. So I'm getting all my stuff labeled that I have finished recently that will go into my booth. Um, I mentioned this morning, but later on today, I'll be posting the video from my consignment booth where I went in and showed y'all what my booth looks like, and a little tour of the store. So if y'all are interested, check that out. That should be up by tomorrow. But I need to go over there, and I may do that tomorrow and see if I sold anything, and if anybody mentioned something that they want, put my new stuff in there. Because here in Texas, we have opened up mostly, like where we are, since we had less than 5 cases in the county. Okay, so I finished it off. Now I'm just going to break that, pull it through. But less than 5 cases in the county, so they let us open at 50%. And that's a lot of the state, 50%. So see, now you stick all these on this side, on the back side, and the back side of your other together. And then I'll just whip stitch with the string I left. I don't know if I brought a needle out here to do that. I don't think I did. I did not. And here's one I did using the cotton. I think this one's not the cotton, but this is called the Scrub It maybe, Yarn Bee, or Red Heart, I'm not sure. And I did two and did them together. And it's heavy enough by itself without the other on it. And I've showed this on my channel before in the beginning, but I used this, which is this, see, it's that little tube. And when I do these, and I put them on the back side of the crochet cotton, These I use for in the shower because this is just not scratchy enough for dishes. Now, if you buy that thin stuff, you probably could do 2 of these and put them together. Stick it in between, like maybe even do one like one row smaller, stick it in the center, and then put these together. So if you have the thin tool, you could do that, but it still may not be scratchy enough for dishes. And by the way, the scratchiest of this tool, I still use on my non-scratch, and I don't have a problem. These dogs are not going to miss it when I go in. I'm going to be right here when you're ready to go. My table is really wobbly. And then I'm finishing up my Ross hat. It's looking good. It still feels, I think I'm still going to have to go down a needle size when I do the fingering weight, because I'm using the needle size that he says, which I'm using a US 3, a 3.25. I may have to go down to a 2 for the hats, because it just does not, I like the material, but this is still too big here. Shouldn't be that way. Or I'm going to have to do my gauge is not working out for them. Because I did one before and it was too big. It's supposed to be beanie style, and so I'm still working on the formula for this fingering weight. I'm doing the decreases now. So I'll have to go to double points here in a little bit. So what are y'all doing? I hope you've enjoyed sitting out here with me, listening to the birds and watching the dogs and the cats. Duke needs to be, Dukers, hey, he needs to be brushed out. I mean, the clumps are coming off of him. And she needs to be trimmed up. I was going to tell you, she had heat stroke a few years ago. And ever since then, we always have let her in the afternoon when it starts getting hot, because she just cannot handle the heat now. We came home one day and she was sitting down, and she was happy to see us, but she didn't stand up. And when she tried to get up, her back legs wouldn't work. And she was panting real heavy, and we finally had to pick her up and bring her inside. They won't take them any place that I have here where I can take them to get them groomed and cut down, because they're big dogs, and all the ones around me only do the little dogs. Why do you have groomers? I don't understand that you have all this equipment. Well, don't do big dogs. Okay, whatever. Most of those little yipper yappers are worse at biting than the big dogs. I guess because they're big, and maybe they would be harder to control. But if you got them on a leash, I don't know. To each their own. We'll just have to do her. I do have clippers, and what I do is we just have to tie her up, and usually in between our posts on the front porch, we tie her on leashes, and it takes the two of us, me and my husband, because her defense mechanism when you're trying to cut her hair is to lay back down. Okay, I wanted to also say, since I have y'all here, go over and check out Dana at Creatively Created Crochet. She has been so kind and has been very encouraging, and she's very talented, and she's got such a great bubbly personality, and she's down to earth. She's very sweet. Her husband is really supportive, and he watches videos with her, and he's a real sweetheart. And I really like her and her personality a lot. And she makes some really great projects. She's got some really great ideas. And so y'all go check her out. I'll leave her link. And Tina, I tell you, she comes through every time as a friend, because there are times when I just want to give up, and there are times when I mean, really, because a lot of the people have been watching for over a year, they already hit 1,000 subscribers. Now, it wasn't important to me until all of the COVID and losing my job and all of the changes that happened for me. And I just decided, well, okay, with all the things that tend to happen to me with my health and everything else, I must stay home and see if I can make my business work. Well, that's tough. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and be monetized. But you have to have 1,000, and I don't have that. And you have to have the watch hours, and I don't have that. That's why I've been trying to make the lives work. I know I'm rambling, just talking out loud. I hope y'all have got some of your stuff done. If you're still here, I do have a giveaway going on. If you are somebody who wants to learn to knit on a loom, if you watch Ross, he's the Smell Great guy. Uh, he's been doing some loom projects. Um, so I did create a Twitch account. I haven't talked about that yet because I haven't really been on. Mainly I did it so I could go watch Ross, but there are other people who are on there. I think Karen from KB Fibers, if you watch her, I think she's on Twitch. I have to go and find a list for you of who all's on there. But Tina, Crafts by the Rose, she has been very supportive of me, and I really, I really appreciate her as a friend, because she has pushed me through several times when I was discouraged. And I thank you, Tina, for that. Who else? Been having so much fun watching everybody who's gotten the boxes from me, the mystery boxes. Um, Victoria over at Nightingale Crochet, she got one of my mystery boxes, and it was so much fun. Her little daughter is learning how to knit. I think her name is Abigail, and that just makes me feel so good knowing she's using that yarn and she's learning to knit. That's so sweet. And then I watched Jane this morning. She got her box, and I mean, how fun is it? Because the ladies that she crafts with at the prayer shawl deal, they're going to be using some of that yarn. How wonderful. Yarn Hag Ryan, she got one of my boxes, and it was fun watching her unpack her box. That was a lot of fun. But y'all, she's just cute as a button, isn't she? Little fireball. Love watching her too. I'm all over the place as far as the crafting and the videos I watch, and all of the people just want you guys to know that I do watch your videos. I may not always comment. There are days when I just don't feel social in that way, or that I might form my words correctly that I want to say. I may just say hi. I try to do that whenever I go. Um, I always watch Ella of No Catchy Name. I always watch Christy Cook of Tea Doddles. I always watch Christy, who is Creative Creations by Christy. Um, I could go on and on about all the channels that I love to watch. So, anyway, thanks for being here with me. It's starting to get warm out here. My face is probably getting red. So, I'm going to go inside, let these dogs get some cold air. I haven't had anything for lunch yet either, and it's almost 1 o'clock. So, I'm going to go do that too. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every one of you, and have fun today. Bye, y'all.